Hey, what's up? It's Kit. Time for our video. Today we are rigging the Majorcraft Long Slow jig, and it's a very cost-effective jig, and it works. That's the most important thing. This is 400-gram model, and for the price of 3 of these, you get the price of a premium Japanese top-end jig. So kind of makes it worth it to have 3 than just 1. So 2 or 3 for the price of same weight, and works almost the same way. So very important that you actually have this because it is a very good jig. All right, now let's go ahead and rig this with the Gamakatsu. Not sure what the name of the model is, but it's right there. You can see in the packet. And normally we would use this more for fast jigging, but Wael is actually using a garage nagi, which is a bit stiffer, and the fish that he is targeting kind of aggressive, and they pretty much hook themselves. So you need a bit of a stouter hook when it comes to fishing for those fish. Now, we are using number 180 or 180 pound, number 30 marine black. And see, we have the entire length here, and this is a PE core, which is perfect for this. And we're gonna do the back hook first because they're the longer ones. Aside from your cord, you will need, for this type of rigging at least, what I'm about to show you is a mono loop. Okay, and all you have to do is just pass that through there. Okay, make sure that you have a long working end. Then go around the hook, and it doesn't matter if you're going clockwise or counterclockwise. So now we're actually going counterclockwise. So that's 1, 2, 2.5, right there. Okay, and then what you need to do, bring it back across, and you snag the tip of the here, so you can see. Let me zoom in so you know exactly what I'm talking about here. So what we need to do is zoom out and take that tip right there, snag that with your mono loop like so. So it's easy to actually bring in to the loops that are right there. Okay, so basically what you want is just for the tip to actually go in the loop, and you could do this manually if you have, let's say, a pick tool. Okay, something such as this, and then all you do is actually just push that in if you don't have a loop. But basically I'm illustrating what the loop does. Okay, so there we passed it through one loop, passing it through another right there, so you can see. Okay, now the most important thing is there's a third loop here right there, and you need to actually also bring it in through there, and it will lock everything. All right, so you have that. Okay, pass that through the loop like so, capture it, and then you'll see that it's actually kind of sticking out to the side. That's exactly what you want. Now, so you can see, okay, take this, pull, Okay, so that it's snug, and then pull this whole thing like so. Now the object of having this sticking out to the side is that this length right here is actually pushing it and keeping it tight. That way it won't slip. All you have to do then is cut this as close as you can right there, and then you burn it. Okay, so when you burn it, it creates a lock right there. Okay, so you will see that it's tight flush just at the end right there, and you won't be able to move it. That's that tough. All right, now take that off. Measure the length of the jig. Okay, we measure the length of the jig like so, and then add a few bits so that we would be able to tie the knot. And then just fold it like so, and you'll see exactly where it will end up. Okay, so somewhere there, and you can see that I'm aiming for this dot right here. So if it's anywhere near that dot, you're good. So that length plus a little bit, just so you have your allowance for your knot, like that. Okay. We do the same. Now I'm going to show you using the loop. Okay. So insert your tag like so, your loop, and then go around and make sure that you're actually hitting the a bit longer here. Make sure that you're actually going around both legs of your loop. That's very important. And make sure that you also have enough so that when you tighten your loop, you have enough to pull it through and use it as a tightening tag. Okay, there you go. There. So tighten this like that. Take this tag end, pull it. You see it tightened right there, and that's not gonna move. Again, cut it, leave a little thing there, melt it. Okay, there you go. So you can see that that is exactly what you want here. And then we just attach the loop, sorry, the solid ring. So no binding for this rigging, all nuts. Okay, so that we loop once, like so, twist, full twist, and then put over, like so. Now, not a lot of people do this, but what I do is when this is formed, okay, I pull this back and ensure that there are no twists. I'll show you exactly what I mean. Okay, so see there, it's neat. Then you can start the tightening process. So pull this tight as you can. Okay, so there we go. And then the most important thing is you take one hook, pull that tight. And you'll see that it still moves. And then take your other hook and then tighten it again. What this does is compress that knot. Okay. And you'll see it move. So you're gonna have to do it several times until that knot doesn't move anymore, and you know that you've tightened it enough. There we go. So that's not moving anymore. Now I'll take both hooks, put them in the pegs, like so, and then pull together. That ensures that everything is equal, and if they are not aligning, you just twist them and pull or tug on them, and then they'll lie back in position. And then same thing with the other one. Until they're even and they will fall in their natural position in that classic slow jigging configuration. So the adjustments can be made later on. Go. Now you'll find like this one is actually, this is longer than this. So what I'll do is I'll stretch this. It means that it's not as tight as it can be. There we go. Now they're equal. So that's it. There we go. So now there's a bit of a just fuzziness there. Okay, so that's your back hook. Let us see how we did here. Okay, so we're taking our hook assembly and we'll see exactly how our measurements actually. There you go. So as you can see, it's actually on the dot. Okay. All right, so let's see exactly how our measurements, there we go. As you can see, it's right on the dot. Okay, so quite good. Now, all we have to worry about are the front hooks. And the front hooks, still going to be with the same hooks. The only difference is that we are going to be putting an insert on the hooks. So that's good right there. It'll sit like that. And then we want our hooks to be just here. Okay. Now, I have pre-cut lines here. We'll use one of them. Okay. And we'll put an insert right now. So just take the core out. And then we take line. I always take line that's longer than what I need. And then we just take the line and insert it inside the braid. And if you hit the center, all you have to do is just kind of feed it in. And then it goes out right there. Okay, so then we can knot this like so. And then knot the very end. Now again, I'm going to this rigging because firstly, I already had these cut-offs and I want to use them because I want to conserve. This braid is actually not cheap. So the more we save, the more we could use cut-offs, the more we could save. Okay, so I am just tightening this, like this knot, right there. Then we can go ahead and cut that off, and then burn it. Makes a nice ball right there. And then we do the same with the other side. So the mono is cheap, but it helps us make things, or fluorocarbon actually. So make this as compact as possible. But as you can see, I'm using the mono to guide the braid, and the braid's kind of short. So again, we're conserving. So we could use the mono as our guide. It makes it simple. Okay, so I don't need the length now. Now, what we need to do is tighten this. Okay. We're gripping the braid. We're not the mono, okay? Because the braid is the one that we need to tighten. Okay, there we go. Now, let's tighten it relatively well. I'm going to tighten it even more. And that's it. So you can see that it's actually compacted now. Okay. And we cut this as close to the knot as possible because we don't want it to form a super big ball. All we need to do is just for that knot to kind of fuse. There we go. Okay. So both are actually the same size. Now, I'm doing that because I know I can fit this inside the hook with no issues. Like so. Okay. So we want this stiff rig right here. Okay, now we bind. So one is all knots and one is bound. And I'm showing you two techniques here that you could use. Either way, it's up to you to use it or not. Okay. You want to use one, it's available to you. You want to use the other, I've already showed you that. Okay, so okay. That should be enough. Now, we'll do a whip finish. Okay. Tighten. Cut. Then we do the other one. So you can see this is actually a very good way for you to use cut-offs but still make the assist hooks the way they're supposed to be done, because you conserve a lot on the length. So this is not a thread base. What it is like an anchor point. Okay. Go. So that when I tie this off, it's not going to move around. Oh. Okay. Have to tie it tight. I have to tie it neat. Okay, now our half hitch or our whip finish. Okay. That is it. Now, for this solid ring, okay, so we can't fit our solid. Alright, so we've done both sides. Alright, so we've done both sides. Now, all that's left is for us to install our solid ring. Now, there's a lot of ways to do solid ring connections. And if you want to conserve, let's say for this one, okay, the easiest way so that we can conserve the length is to actually put a solid ring that would be able to fit over the eye and the just like that, over the eye and the nuts. Okay, now just put them together like that. Okay, and then you'll see that we've added a bit of length, and when it matters, it helps. Okay, like that. Okay. That's not the standard way to tighten things, but it is, for me, a faster way. Cut the tags. If there are any things, there's stuff that stick out and you want that to be flush, take a lighter. I've shown this trick so many times. Take a lighter and then just touch. It'll take all the fuzz off. Okay, there we go. You can see. Perfect. Assist. Now, let's put it on our jig. Okay. There we go. Now, okay, so you can see there. Okay. There we go. So this is a bit shorter than what's needed. That's fine because end of the day, that's a good length. Still longer than most production hooks. Actually, if you think about it. And yep, that will catch fish. So you have a very good length there. And there's very little space. So either way, this is awesome. This is well rigged. Okay, there we go. So you can see that the space is actually quite close for this. Okay, that's just the gap right there, and that's perfectly fine. Okay, so no way for the hooks to tangle with each other, and definitely we'll be catching a lot of fish with this. Again, we have rigged the Jigpara Slow Long. Very cost effective and awesome, easy to use jig. For the price of three of these, you would actually get a very expensive branded Japanese jig. So very, very practical for the budget conscious. More importantly, it works. One of the jigs that I actually use a lot. Very nice color choices as well. Okay, so there we go. So if you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe. And if you're new to the channel, this channel talks about the hows and whys of fishing. We cover everything from big game, ultralight, everything in the middle, including fly fishing. And today I've just shown you how to rig a Jigpara long, short, slow jig. A long, slow jig. There we go. All right, so that's it for now. Thanks so much for watching. Thank you so much for joining me today, actually. And that's it. I'll see you in the next one. Class dismissed.